gosh, I'm so excited about this guest return.
Because here's what's important. Here's one thing we do know for sure. It is the wrong idea to put all of our energy into one source of income. If we haven't learned anything from the situation that our world is in, is that you have to have diversity, not just from the sense of investments. I think we've all heard about diversifying the portfolio and how important that is, but how come we don't apply that same mindset to our income sources? You have to have diversity there as well. True. And so today's guest for a return visit, we had to get her back because she dropped so many jewels, and so many of y'all was just like
hitting us
blown
up like,
away.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to get Dr. Lynn Richardson back on the show. We are super excited. She is a celebrity.
Yes, she is.
She's going to accept it this time. Celebrity financial coach, and we are super excited to have you back. Welcome to the His and Her Money Show, Dr. Lynn.
Y'all just gonna force me to act right.
You guys, as you all come in, make sure you hit that share button. Hit share because this is live. We want as many people to hear what she has to say.
That's right. So, Dr. Lynn, all right. We had you on last time and you blew people's minds away because you were talking about the importance of why we need a home-based business.
Everyone. It's not a want, it's a you must. It's not a need, you must.
It's a must. And we see the situation that, is going on in the world. And even if this situation wasn't going on in the world, this is something you've been preaching for years and years and years, right? So you can talk pandemic, you can talk pre-pandemic, just overall in general, why? I mean, because you are passionate about this, right? This is something that you've been harping to people for a long, long time. So let's just start there. Where's the passion coming from when you give this message that we must have a home-based business? Whether we have a 9-to-5 or not, we must have a home-based business. Where's that coming from?
Wow. Well, first of all, it is. Thank you. I am having the best time of my life. And the good thing about that is, I'm doing what I always envisioned, and that was to help other people be free. The bad part about that I'm having so much fun, is that my whole entire team has put restrictions on me. Because I guess I'm working too hard. I'm almost about to pass out. And I'm like, why can't I work? I literally got on the phone. They had my pastor mentor. My pastors weren't Camel, but the man who ordained me, Elder Robert Pierce, he called me and got on the phone and basically told me to rest. And I started crying because I wanted to work. Like, I started crying. So if that tells you like how much I love helping people to see the truth. I mean, I was crying because I couldn't work like a 2-year-old. So the passion comes from literally me failing at everything. As it relates to money. I was born and raised in Chicago. My grandmother was 75 years old, cleaning homes to wealthy people, putting me through college. We grew up in the projects. I knew we weren't rich, but I didn't feel poor. If I needed money for anything, she'd tell me to go look in the room on top of the shelf, behind the book, inside my pocketbook, inside the zipper, wrapped up in a piece of paper towel is $20. So when I went off to college, I didn't know anything about money. She told me to go to school, get a good education, get a good job, go to church on Sunday, wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a bus. But I did not know anything about money. So when I got off to college, I had a bunch of credit cards, couldn't pay anybody. And I had a bad experience with money. I left college, my credit was jacked up, and I really thought my life was doomed. I did not know what to do differently. And I also did not think I needed to change anything. That is an aha moment right here in this moment. There are a lot of people who don't know what to do differently and don't think they need to change. That's a recipe for disaster. And that's where I was. Things weren't working the way I thought they should, but I didn't think I needed to change. And so I continued on that path of not dealing with the truth. So fast forward, I'm married, I have 3 children, big old house in the suburbs. Now I'm making all the money. So that's why I'm thinking that what I was doing was right. But then what happens? I'm living check to Monday. See, check to check is a blessing. That means you get paid on Friday. By the next payday, you're broke. But check to Monday is a whole nother story. You get paid on Friday, you kick it on the weekend, you pay on your past due bills. And by Monday, you're broke. And I'm educated with a degree in math and economics and finance. Come on. The combination don't get any deeper than that. I should have known how to learn how to manage money, but I was an educated fool. So the passion comes from making these mistakes. So because I made all those mistakes, I was making $80,000, $90,000 a year, still broke. No matter how much money I made, I always found a way to be broke. So this is very critical for everybody who's out there. You know you need to do something differently, but you don't think you need to change. The change comes from within. So I am passionate about this because I am a living witness. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And so, of course, spending less money. I tell everybody to live by the 10, 10, 30, 50. The first 10% you tithe, the next 10% you save, 30% is cash in your pocket to keep you from having a spending addiction. A spending addiction is what you have when you go to the store for toothpaste and walk out with $179.47 worth of stuff you don't need. 50% stays in your checking account for your bills. If you have more than enough, that's not a license to go spend. See, in our culture, we come from a history of not having, and our culture has told us that we need to look like we got it. Let me tell you something. Rich people stay rich because they act poor, and poor people stay poor because they act rich. And poor people stay poor acting rich in front of other poor people, which is crazy as all get out. So the goal there, if you have more than enough money, is to eliminate your debt, because there's a middleman between you and your wealth, and it's called interest. If you don't have enough money, you must subtract. So it starts there. Subtract what? Subtract that car, subtract that house, subtract those clothes, subtract that kid in school, whatever. It doesn't mean that they don't go to school. It means you line them up with the philosophy at the Richardson household. I told my kids, listen, school is free. If you get A's, you go to school for free. If you get C's, you go into the free school. Either way, it's going to be free for me. So we have to disconnect ourselves from the things that we think give us value. So the first step is to spend less money. The next step is to get more money, multiple streams of income. But the third thing is to get your money back. And I have to go through those three pieces because it is a system, and the three of them work together. And it wasn't until I learned how to get my money back that my whole entire life transformed. So everybody has to have a home-based business. Everybody has to have a home-based business, because the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. It's no wonder why people are struggling when they go from making $20,000, then they make $40,000, then they get married and have a few kids, and maybe your household income is now $80,000. And it seems like the more money the average household makes, the more debt that they are in, or the more financial struggle they have. Because with more money now comes along the things that come with more money. Okay, so now we have a bigger family. Now we're going to buy a home. Now we're going to put our kids in this activity, that activity. So what's happening is the money is increasing like this. Okay, it's going up, going up. But the IRS is coming and taking it down. So you take 5 steps forward and you take 10 steps back. You take 20 steps forward, you take 30 steps back. And the only way to change the game is to get your money back. Why? So what do I mean by get your money back? I literally mean this. If you went to the grocery store and you bought $300 worth of groceries and you ate all your groceries, had a good time. My husband's cooking breakfast right now. I'm having breakfast in the middle of the day. I'm so hungry. Imagine you ate all your good food and then the grocery store manager called you back in 2 weeks and said, come back and get your money. You'd say, what? Let me tell you, we'd stop, drop, and roll right now off of this Skype. Everybody would go get their money. Well, that's what the government says when you have a business. So the government says if you have a business, that cell phone that you were using, now you can get your money back. These things are causing people to be broke. How much is an iPhone nowadays?
A car payment. The monthly bill is a car payment. Yep.
It's like a college education right here in this phone. Mm-hmm. So the IRS says, but if you use it for business, I'll give you your money back. The IRS says if you have a home-based business, when you drive that car, I'll give you your money back. The IRS says if you have a business, when you go on a trip, a business trip, I will give you your money back. The IRS says that 475 times. Just think about that. 475 times. Now, the average person only has about 12 to 15 things that we are consistently spending our money on. That consistently. But the IRS says 475 times. If you do this, I will get you your money back. And it only happens when you have a home-based business. Wow. So people try to wonder why the wealthy rich pay less taxes. Let me tell you the difference between rich and wealthy rich. Rich was Antoine Walker, the NBA player who had a $112 million contract. You hear that. I remember being young and watching the NBA draft or hearing the news and like, wow, these people are getting this kind of money. We think they're rich. But Antoine Walker was bankrupt 2 years out of the NBA. His whole career was about 5 to 7 years. Bankrupt with $112 million? That's because he owed taxes of $55 million, right? Then he owed management and agency fees for about $30 million. So with the money that he had left, he had already overspent, couldn't pay the bill by the time it was due, but not Warren Buffett, not Mitt Romney, not Jeff Bezos, not the average business owner that you see walking down the street. And let me tell you something, they don't care about how they look. Sometimes the clothes don't even match. They got on penny loafers and a pair of Levi's and a little white shirt, but they got wealth. So how do we get that? Because I think that there's a disconnect. People think that somebody like me, you think I'm somebody? I mean, I am somebody in God's eyesight, but I'm no different than you. Yeah. I'm no different than anybody who is watching this. I was born in the projects. My grandmother had an 8th grade education. Nobody came and picked me up and said, okay, we're going to drop you into wealthy land. No. So if you understand the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules, then you too can achieve and acquire the kind of financial independence that you're looking for. So here's what starts to happen. I'm like, oh, okay, so the IRS says if I do this, I get my money back. So now I start paying attention. Oh, wait a minute. The IRS says, let me tell you something. Everything I do is business. IRS said I can get my money back 475 times. Let me tell you, I think I have to know 473 of them. I have to, because everything I do is business. I have 3 children. Ask them. They don't get birthday presents, Christmas presents, graduation, no presents. Why? Because I can't get that money back. But if I pay them a salary, if I hire my kids to work in my home-based business, okay, because the government loves business. It operates on 2 systems. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But if I hire my kids to work in my business, to do social media, to help me at events, to help with filing, to do bookkeeping, to tidy things up around the home because I have a home office. There are many things that kids can do in a business. And a lot of times your kids are smarter than these people out here that you're trying to go hire. I know so many brilliant, talented, anointed, and gifted entrepreneurs and business owners who are sitting at home struggling like octopuses. Is that a word? Octopi? Is it? I don't even know how you say it. The octopus plural. It has to be octopi. I just made up a word. Like octopi with 12 arms trying to do everything, and your kids sitting there on social media. Game. Yeah, see, we have to get into dynasty building. So the IRS says the IRS loves businesses so much, and the SBA, who is really big news right now, talk about them too, thought it was so important that they wrote a whole article on it. 5 reasons to hire your kids. One of which that there are no federal labor laws when your kids work in your home-based business. They can do data entry. They can do it at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no limit on the number of hours they work or on the time of the day. Do you think that those laws were an accident?
No.
They were not an accident. Everything is intentional. So the IRS says I can hire those kids, pay them a salary. Now they, with the money that they make, they can go buy their own presents. They can go buy their own gifts.
Christmas every day.
They can pay for their own tuition. Yeah. They can buy their own diapers. They can pay for their own shoes. They can pay for their own stuff. So now I get the money back because I understand the money game. So that's what we have to learn. So the IRS says when you have a home-based business and you run your business like a business. So the first reason why this is a game changer, and I'm so passionate about it, because you know, we can tell people, listen, one day you have to retire. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, listen, one day you might need an emergency, so save. Oh, okay, yeah. But start telling people you can get your money back. Oh, see, then everybody's at attention. Everybody's at, what? Wait, you said I get my money back? I came to full attention because we don't have a lack of financial literacy or a lack of financial independence because we don't know. Everybody knows you should save some money. Everybody knows we shouldn't spend more than we have. But what happens is emotions and feelings of having to have value get in the way of those decisions, and we kind of block that out, and then we look up and we're not where we want to be. But tell somebody you can get your money back. See, that changes the game. But see, then now you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the rules. So the IRS says if you work in your home-based business and run it like a business with the intent to make a profit. So you have to understand the rules, because naysayers, haters, blockers, and crab barrel leg pullers will try to tell you, well, no, they're lying. Listen to what I'm saying and then go back it up with the IRS. Everything that I learned about taxes in a home-based business, I learned from Sandy Botkin, who used to be an IRS attorney. He used to train the IRS agents on how to go out and get people in audits. So it doesn't get any bigger than that. For the past 12 years, I've been following him and learning from him. But more than that, all he does is teach self-employed business owners how to get their money back. So now you can get your money back. Now everybody's at attention. So when you get your money back, you can't just do it how you want to do it. Guess what? You actually have to learn the rules of the game. Mm-hmm. You got to learn the rules of the game, which means now you have to get a financial education. You can't get around it, because you can't just get your money back. Look at what has just happened with the pandemic. This thing that has never been presented before. What happened? They put people in two categories. Employees over here, you can apply for unemployment. You can get $600 a week, and you can get your economic stimulus for $1,000, at the most $2,000, somewhere around there. Those employees. But businesses, submit your application to the EIDL. We're giving away $10,000 grants. $10,000. I applied. Got mine. All right. Then they said the Paycheck Protection Program. Tell us what you did in revenue for the whole year. We're going to do a calculation. We're going to give you what. I got that too. And guess what? I didn't apply as Lynn Richardson, the president of Sunny Girl Entertainment, a huge firm, a multi-million-dollar firm in California. I did not apply as, I applied as Lynn Richardson, sole proprietor, so I could prove that it works. So when you have a home-based business, you get in the same, I was in the same category as all those big companies that got the money and had to give it back, right? So if you are a DJ, if you do hair, if you do nails, if you have a home school, if you are a consultant, if you are a coach, if you are an Uber driver, if you are a multi-level marketing company, if you are anybody who earns cash or gets a 1099, now we're all in this category. Why? Because businesses are the engine of the economy. And a car without an engine cannot drive. I don't care how. I don't care what you do to it. And a country without a business cannot thrive. So everybody has to have a home-based business. Now, first, you get your money back. That should be enough. But here's the next step. One stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. Yep. Go on out there on the rules from 40 years ago if you want to. And on the rules that said, graduate from high school, get a good job, and retire in 30 years. Try it if you want to. Doesn't work. And it doesn't work for anybody anymore. We used to think that there was a category of jobs that were safe. There are no safe jobs anymore. Not even the teachers. And that's a crime. Teachers should be at the top of the list of everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So teachers are going on strike. If you work for the government, they've been furloughed. People who thought that they were safe from any kind of job elimination, people who thought that they were safe are also facing the same issues. So true. Now, I need to take us back to history. We have had multiple streams of income since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. The virtuous woman of Proverbs had 9 jobs. She was a seamstress. She planted a vineyard. She planted that out of her profit. I think she was a real estate investor because she sold something and she purchased something and earned a profit, and out of her profit she planted a vineyard. She was a trader. She went to the merchant ships. We've been having multiple streams of income since the beginning. Yeah. Something happened along the way. We thought we got a little too smart. We got real technologically savvy. You know, we got the telephone. You know, they no longer had outhouses. Now we got indoor plumbing. So we thought that elevated us to a state where we could get one profession, do one job. Look at the greats. I came into the industry, the very first place I worked in entertainment was for Russell Simmons. Look how many companies he sold for $100 million. Look at Bill Gates, look at Oprah, look at the people who are thriving. So what I'm saying is that's what the average person can do. One stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. Everybody needs a home-based business. Now, you can write off your car when you drive it for business. You can write off your house, rooms in your house when you have a home office. You can write off travel and entertainment. Let me tell you something, no entertainment. Let me take that back, no entertainment. They took that out of the rules. So everybody, when people tell me they're going on vacation, I laugh. You going on a what? First of all, you ain't on vacation. The vacation is on you. Because 9 times out of 10, when people go on vacation, they spending their bill money. Y'all know you can go and laugh at that. The vacation is on you. You are not on a vacation. It's on you. And you just spent your rent money or whatever else, and you done went on vacation. Now you come home, and now you trying to figure out how you're going to pay the bills. Yeah. Same thing with Christmas. We spend our last dime in next month rent and start off the new year. We got to end the cycle. Yeah. Then we begging for the tax refund. And we get the tax refund, we happy for 2 minutes, and then we broke again. You see, the Bible says he who is faithful with little will be faithful with much. He who is unfaithful with little will be unfaithful with much. Who can be trusted with true riches? What's true riches? Peace, abundance, the ability to make jobs and opportunities for other people. Who can be trusted with true riches if he can't handle unrighteous money? It's not even righteous. So here's what I learned. Being smart wasn't it. Straight A student, all of that. Making more money, that wasn't it. I could go out and make more money. But here's the problem with making more money. Now, first of all, if we're talking about something illegal, that ain't even on my radar. Let's go to all the legal things. You can never work as hard for money as it can work for itself. Money works harder for itself than you can ever work for it. When you amass a certain amount of money, and then you put that money and get it to working for itself, over time, our wealth ambassadors, we had a great call last night on investing, dollar cost averaging over time, staying with it and sticking with it. Money will work harder for you than you can ever work for it. So why work that hard? Now, be excellent. Do your part. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to put the time in. And then one of the other things people say, well, which business is the best business? That's like asking, which prescription do you need? For what? Like, what prescription do you need? Well, I'm coughing. Well, we don't know if you got the coronavirus. Maybe you just have a cold. Maybe you have bronchitis. Who knows? Maybe you have pneumonia. You have to be willing to sit still and find out what God has for you. Because in Jeremiah 29:11, he says, I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. But look at the key word, plans. It doesn't happen by happenstance. And we're thinking that we can find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, get a sugar daddy or sugar mama, or get a winning lottery ticket. Now, there are people out there who do that, and God bless them. But if you want to get in the game of controlling your own situation, I dare you to get a home-based business. Run your business like a business. Get a financial education. See, here's the thing about a financial education. I've seen people take how to start a home-based business or do the freedom package. They get the 21 days to financial freedom to clean up their financial issues. They get how to start a home-based business. I've seen people say, the very first time I heard the concept of how to start a home-based business, I saved $60,000, 60 grand. You're looking for money. Let me tell you how you're going to get more money. You can physically go out there and get more money, but I can show you how to get your money back. Get your money back. That's the same thing because you spent it and now you want that same money to come back in. So you can basically be your own interest. How about that? Because interest is simply the process of making money multiply. So you mean to tell me money that I spent, I can actually get it back? That's why everybody needs a home-based business. The last thing that I'm going to say is this, as it relates to a home-based business, why everybody needs one. You can get your money back. Huge. One stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. That's obvious. Home-based businesses are winning right now. If you know how to take what it is that you do and do it from home, or wherever you are. Home-based business means if I'm on the beach. Last summer, I told everybody, bye. I got on the plane, went to Hawaii for 5 days. On the sixth day, I didn't even come home. I called Dr. Trina and them. I said, I think I'm staying one more day. Everybody started getting nervous. I came home that next day. I took my work with me. I just took it with me. I took my computer and I relaxed a lot, but I also did some work. It was a business trip. So you can take this work, you can take your home-based business with you wherever you go, you can get your money back. And then the third thing is, everybody wants to feel like they have a sense of control. See, here's the deal. Money wants to obey you. It does. Money is an exact science. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about if it's happy, if it's sad. You know, we say we have joy. How much joy do you have? Do you have more joy than me? Like, we can't even measure it. But money is an exact science. So you can tell it what to do. What else out here that we need as a resource? I can't control water. I can't control fire, but I can control money. And money is saying, if you follow the rules, I will let you control me. And then I will work for you. But if you don't follow the rules, if you don't respect $1, what you gonna do with 10,000 of them? You're never gonna get to 100,000. You're not gonna get to 1,000,000. And if you get it, it's gonna leave you faster than it came. And it's gonna feel worse than never having it all. Been there, done that. Had no money. When I was really broke, living check to Monday, making $90,000 a month, there were times when I had more money. I was like, I wish I was 7, because my grandmother gave me $2 every day. I had more money when I was 7 than when I was in my 20s and 30s, making $90,000 a month. So money says, if you treat me right, if you respect me, if you abide by the laws that 1 + 1 = 2, and not try to make my 2 a 10, if you live below your means, if you let me do what I was created to do, which is multiply for you, then you won't have to worry about me ever again. So what I say to people in the end is, money controls you. You worry about it. You can't think. You can't sleep. You're trying to figure out. You this, that, and the other. But that's because you're abusing it. Let me liken that to having children. I have 3 beautiful children. Been married for 25 years. I tell my children all the time, I want you to understand that it is a privilege and an honor that your father and I have decided to raise you. Because there's no law. You don't have to raise your kids. You can leave them with their grandma. You can leave them. I was with my grandmother. My mother was around, but my grandmother gave me my upbringing. My father wasn't around until later in life. You don't have to raise your kids. But let me tell you what you can't do. You cannot abuse them, and you cannot neglect them. So here's the deal. You don't even have to deal with money. Go lay on the beach. I have a friend who told me he was going to fly to Vegas. No, take a bus to Vegas and be homeless on the beach. I said, well, that's probably a good place to be homeless. It'll be nice and warm for you. You know, I don't know what to tell you. But if you're going to get in the game, you cannot abuse money and you cannot neglect it. If you abuse it or neglect it, it won't work out for you. If you abuse or neglect your children, the law is coming for you. So you have to take care of it. And I think we're in a time today where everybody's like, okay, I feel like Noah. I've been saying it's going to rain, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Nobody believed Noah. Then all of a sudden the world was filled with water. I've been saying, get a home-based business, get a home-based business, get a home-based business. Learn how to get your money back. Learn how to get. I said it so much, I started getting tired of myself. Literally about 2 months ago, I was like, Lynn, now you've been saying this, but I couldn't stop. Because I know what it's doing. I know how it's working. It's working. I know how it changes people's lives. And when you get a business and you empower others to make money, and that's how the cycle of life continues. So everybody needs a home-based business. And now is the time. Before you get up and you go outside and you start going everywhere that they say we couldn't go to, and now you're ready to go, let me tell you something. Money is attached to that. Mm-hmm. Every time you wake up, money is, if the lights are on, money is attached to it. You go get in your car, you need gas, money is attached to it. Come back in the other direction. Use this time wisely. Empower yourself. Get all of your strategies in place. Go through the 21 days to financial freedom. Hit the reset button on your finances. Change your mind. Talk to your family members. Talk to your friends. Tell people what you're doing. If that network doesn't work, get a new network. Go to the next level. It's possible. I'm living proof. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. Nobody gave me anything. And guess what? Even with all that I had, until I did the right thing, it wasn't going to work for me. So that's why everybody needs a home-based business.
Man, you can't.
I felt like I was holding my breath. I wanted to scream, jump, shout, say amen. Like, yes. Oh, my goodness. If you guys have not shared this, share this.
We just got a little bit of feedback, so want to wait.
Yeah,
okay, boom,
that.
there we go.
All right, guys, come in, share this. This is so good. I feel like we know you personally for some reason. I feel like
we're students.
Like, oh my gosh,
yours.
like she knows what she's talking about. Like after you came on the first time, I was talking to my family, talking to friends, and I'm just like, if you don't have a business, home-based business, you better get it. Like, don't listen to me, listen to Lynn Richardson, you know? And you guys, what she's sharing, she wants to, I saw somebody say, I want her to be my mentor. She can. Go to hisandhermoney.com/wealth school. The link is on the screen. And you guys, she can teach you how to do this as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, you laid it out. We're students of yours in your school. Again, like Ty said, hisandhermoney.com/wealth school, and you can be a student like we are. And one of the things, because we know you got to go, you got a whole bunch of things to do. But I want people to walk away with the fact that you're not harping on the first half of the phrase by accident. It's not any type of business. It's home-based business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are speaking specifically about home-based businesses, and you are leaning in your teachings that we've taken part in towards sole props for a few reasons. So guys, and I'll let you elaborate on that, but if you are not a part of her school, and you have a lot of products, so let everybody know when they go.
And they're extremely reasonably priced.
I don't know why you're doing that.
Whoa,
we're
if
glad
y'all
that you are.
don't take advantage of this
We're glad that
right
you made
now,
them that affordable.
I'm like, she's basically giving it away because I think that you're so passionate about this that you want like to eliminate excuses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just go for it.
So when they come and they look at your products and they want to specifically learn what you just taught us here, which product should they lean towards?
I'm going to say, like, if you are serious and you're saying, listen, I'm all in. I want to undo everything I did. You see, it takes a lot of undoing to undo the doing you have done. You've been living for 10 years, 10 years old. You've been living for 3,650 days. 20 years, double that. 40 years, quadruple that. So let's say it's 14,000 days. And you are looking at your financial situation and you're saying, this is not what I envision for myself. And you're all in, then you need to do the Entrepreneurs Academy. Get the package, get all 4 books, get immersed in changing everything, right? If you're saying, you know what, I'm all in, but I need a little bit of time because of my resources, then do the Freedom Package. The Freedom Package is it's the 21 days to financial freedom, and it's how to start a home-based business. It'll give you the jump start that you need. And if you can't do that, then you need to just start with something even smaller, because let me tell you, there have been times when I didn't even have $20. Literally.
That was your story. Your story was so empowering, and you shared that last time. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want you guys to see that she was not always at this place, but she did different to get to this place.
Yeah, I remember once, and this was right around the 2008 recession, and I had already started to change how I was dealing with money, but then the recession hit, and I couldn't get a job, and I got on food stamps, and one Sunday at church, a preacher came, and he was selling his books that were retailing for $30 or $25. He was selling them for $5. I didn't have $5. I literally did not have $5. The $5 I had, I needed to go to Aldi and buy a bag of chicken, a vegetable, and something to drink, and a salad or something, so my husband and my 3 children and I could eat that day. So if you don't have anything, then just find $20 or something and start with the 21 days to financial freedom. But if you're all in, the Entrepreneurs Academy package is the best, because what's happening is people start the education and then they want to take another class and another class and another class, and in the Entrepreneurs Academy package, it's all in one. So let me say this. I'm not saying get a business. I'm saying get a home-based business. I have spoken to some of my friends who are millionaires at the networks and things that I work with. Oh, I'm looking at your finances because they all call me for assistance with their finances. Oh, you just missed $122,000 in tax write-offs. They didn't hire their kids. They didn't do, like, there's all these things that you can only do if you have a sole proprietorship. So here's the deal. If you have a home-based business, you have access to all 475 tax deductions, all of them. Mm-hmm. But if you have a corporation, you're limited in some of them. If you have an LLC, you're limited in something, and you're limited in some of them. Now, that doesn't mean you don't need to keep your corporation. If you have a corporation, keep that. That's what I told them. If you have an LLC, if you have an S Corp, keep that. But you must add a home-based business to the mix. Without the home-based business, you're missing. And so they're basically as blown away as I am. Their heads are rolling off their neck. They're like, oh my God, why didn't anybody teach me this? You're a tax professional. There's a series right now with me on YouTube. I was with 2 other tax professionals. I'm not trying to out them, but they admitted it publicly. They didn't know that you could hire your kids to work in your home-based business.
We spoke with one personally.
Yeah, they was like, no, I don't know nothing about
I'm not comfortable. I'm like, okay, he's not the one. This is not the right accountant. But yes, you're right.
That's real.
You're kidding? Mm-hmm. Like that. But okay, so now I'm just, it says it.
It's in the tax code.
Yep.
It's in the tax code. I'm not telling you something I made up. I'm telling you what's in the tax code. So sometimes people will say, well, Lynn, okay, so can I go back and hire my kid? No. Let me tell you, learn the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules. You don't have to watch your back. You don't have to figure out if you mess something up. You ain't trying to cover up no lies. Yep. Learn the rules of the game. If you just learn the rules of the game, that's enough. But see, the part of it, the thing that's missing is this. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard work getting your money back. You got to track everything. When you in line at Starbucks, you can't just walk away. You got to get your receipt.
Nope.
You got to. But once I learned what I know now, what I teach, I could not do it anymore. Even when I was irritated with my own self and like, but what's going in my head? That's your money. That's your money. That's your money. That how much money you leaving on the table? And it's not like I'm obsessed with it. It's just like, when you care about something, when God has given you something, he's given you stewardship over it. I told my children think I know everything, like literally. So, because I'll be like, now, what's going on with that? They be like, Mom, how did you know? I tell them all the time, God gave you to me so I can give you back to him.
Yeah.
So my job is to raise you for his service. So he's going to tell me everything I need to know about you. So that's me being a good steward in parenting my children. So now here's the deal. God gave you money. He's asked you to be a good steward.
Okay.
So once I was taught, this is how you get your money back, how can you ignore it? How can you ignore it?
Yeah.
Even with all the things that life puts in front of you and all the things that life is like, all this stuff happening, I'm so irritated, I'm so frustrated. And that's one of the things. When people start getting their money back, there's mixed emotions. They're exhilarated. They're happy. They're reading Live and Check the Monday. They're literally laughing out loud. Okay, they're laughing out loud. But then they're irritated. Like the system isn't working right. They get frustrated. They want to leave it alone. Leave it alone and do what? Stay broke? That's not an option. Not on my watch. When all we have to do is do the work. So a home-based business is specific. Now, here's the other thing. I've had people who say, well, I don't want a home-based business. Okay, well, keep giving your money to the IRS. I don't know what to tell you. Keep giving, but I dare you, show me your tax return. Sign up for a tax consultation through hisandhermoney.com/wealth school. Sign up for a tax consultation. I'll show you all the money, and then I'm going to multiply by the number of years you've been missing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you green and sick, not just sick. Like the Grinch. See, but this the Grinch who stole your money, right? So you've got to make a decision how you're going to interact and how you're going to engage. And so we're here. So I'm let me tell you, yes.
We want to encourage everybody to go to hisandhermoney.com/wealth school. 2 products in particular that you mentioned that you may want to take a look at is the Entrepreneur Academy, or the freedom package, depending on where you're at mentally, financially. Either way, you're going to come out in a much better position that you're in.
I just want to say this. I wish that I would have known this when our babies were babies. Like, formula was expensive, diapers, clothes, all of this stuff. And it's like, they could have been models. We didn't have to pay for stock photos. We could have used them, in our advertising and some of our graphics. Like, you all, this information that she is sharing, the truth of the matter is, Lynn, some are going to do it and some are not. Some are going to be in the same position 1 year from now, 5 years from now.
65
but
from now.
Those that actually say, you know what, I need to make a change. Because I believe that this pandemic is causing everybody to think about their current situation. Like, you can't get around that. You are either thinking about, what can I do better? What do I need to improve? What do I need to start? A home-based business is one of those things that you should be coming out of this pandemic with.
Mm-hmm. And you dive deep in your classes. But for those who are listening, they're on the feel like, yeah, I need to do this, but I don't know what. Can you just throw out a couple of home-based business ideas just to get people's wheels turning?
She said Uber.
Yeah, well, everybody can be a consultant. So let's just start there. Anybody can be a consultant doing something that you know how to do, that you can teach others how to do. Everybody can be a consultant at low risk services. So you wouldn't want to consult on doing surgery. Like, come on now, that's not a home-based business. You need a license, you need degrees, you need to pass the board. If you try to do that as a home-based business, they're going to take you to jail. Do not call me, because I am not going to be able to help you. But everybody can be a consultant advising others. Teachers can tutor. People who like art can do graphics work. You can consult, you can do hair, you can do nails, you can do, like, there's so many things. DJs, MLM, people are in Mary Kay, they're in Melaleuca, they're in Beachbody, they're in all kind of things. You can be a virtual assistant. What do you know how to do? What do you know how to do? So I'm not even going to say right now, of course, in the how to start a home-based business, I go through like a lot of different things to give people structure. But the truth is, if you don't know how to start a home-based business, or if you don't know what you would do in a home-based business, that's why you come to the class. So in the Freedom Package, you get the class, but you get the structure. So sometimes with things, it's like life is overwhelming us and we want to just get to the answer. You can't just get to the answer. Mm-hmm. See, this is like division. You think you could just learn division? Like, come into school one day and learn it? No. If you weren't there for addition, subtraction, and multiplication, you will never learn division. It's impossible. Like, if you put a long division problem in front of anybody who's smart, I have a math degree. And if I want to do a long division problem, okay, so now which rule do I use? Okay, so now I'm going to multiply. Okay, you carry that. Okay, you subtract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to this, see, people think getting their money straight is something that they're supposed to know how to do. No, you're not. It's supposed to be taught. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't until Rockefeller and Mr. J.P. Morgan Chase himself got together hundreds of years ago and did what?
Took it right on out.
Mm-hmm.
Took it out of the school system.
Rockefeller was quoted as saying, "I'm not trying to create thinkers. I'm trying to create workers."
Let me tell you, that right there, it was supposed to be taught. Yeah. My 18-year-old, when she was 13, she was complaining about algebra. She was and she's the rebel in the house. She just speaks her mind and, "Mommy, I don't understand this. I don't know why I need to do this. I'm never going to use algebra. Why am I doing algebra? I need to be learning how to do my taxes." That's what she said. And she was right.
Yep.
Tell me she was wrong.
Yeah, she was right.
So school is supposed to be alphabet, mathematics, so reading, writing, arithmetic, God, and he's first, and taxes. Those are the 5 subjects. God, reading, writing, arithmetic, and taxes. Those are the 5 core subjects.
Agreed.
If you get those, you don't even need. We need history, but you'll get history through God, through religion. You'll get history through. Those are the 5 core subjects. I don't need to know about photosynthesis. I don't need to dissect the frog. What do I need to dissect a frog for? For what? Now, if you're going to go operate on people, then you need to go dissect frogs. If you're going to go be a botanist and help us with the beautification, you need photosynthesis. But the 5 core subjects,
Yeah.
I can drop the mic on that.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
The 5 core subjects. So people assume that they're supposed to know. So here's a cycle. I messed up with my money. I'm feeling bad. I know I'm supposed to do the right thing. I'm going to try to do the right thing. I keep doing the wrong thing. I'm supposed to know better. I'm ashamed. I'm not going to talk to anybody about it. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. Let me tell you something. You're not supposed to know. It's supposed to be taught.
Yeah.
And you teach it.
It's like expecting a kid who lives in a jungle to know how to. No, they were abused. They were left to die. So they don't know. They have to be cultured and cultivated. You were supposed to be taught how to handle money. You were not taught.
Yeah.
That's it.
hisandhermoney.com/wealth school is where you can learn.
There you go.
There it
That's
is right there on the screen.
Yeah.
2 products you need to go check out: the Entrepreneur Academy or the Freedom Package. They are both powerful. We are students. We're not telling you something that we didn't do ourselves. We are students ourselves.
We're forever learning. We're forever
And-
in the place of being taught.
People say, well, when does it end? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because once you get your money, then you got to learn how to keep it. And then once you get it and keep it, then everything changes. You got to know when things are going to change. So people get degrees. And I'm not talking against academic degrees. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. I have an honorary PhD. My children, my oldest is about to graduate from Northwestern. My 2 youngest are at Howard. But I know too many educated people who are broke.
Yeah.
I know too many educated people who are broke. And I need you all to understand this. The system that we were fed was a setup. And the system that we were fed was, okay, we're going to desegregate the schools. Black people, everybody, people of color, y'all can come on all to our schools. Oh, by the way, take as many loans out as you want. Parents, you can put your kids in these private schools paying $15,000, $20,000 a year tuition. And people are not financially free.
Yeah.
They're stuck in more debt. People are graduating from college with a mortgage and no house. A student loan that's over $50,000 is a mortgage. A $50,000 student loan is a car. Anything over there is a mortgage. $100,000, that's a mortgage. $200,000, that's a big mortgage. $300,000, that's a mansion.
Graduating with a mortgage.
Graduating with a mortgage with no house.
Wow.
With no house. No asset. And so
Wow.
then the asset behind it is supposed to be your mind, but you can't sell that.
No.
But what you can do is use your mind to learn how money works.
Yeah.
So that's what I figured out. I was like, now please forgive me for saying this. Because at the lowest point of my financial mess, I looked around and I was looking at some people. I knew I was smarter than them. But they had money and I was broke. So who was the fool? Who was the dummy? Who was the dummy? So this is what I said. Now, Lynn Richardson, if you so smart, why are you in a dumb situation? I can walk out the door on that. Don't tell me you smart if you in a dumb situation. Smart is matched by your circumstances. If your circumstances are dumb, who did it? I did. I did that to myself. So only an education got me out. So because an academic education does not equal financial success, a financial education does equal success. I spend money on my financial education.
Yeah.
I'll show you my bank statement. I tell people to, listen to the Sandy Bakken stuff if you can. I mean, I teach a lot of it too, but if you want to go straight to the horse's mouth and hear it from him, great. I learn from him. I get the program, so for me, this is about, people are trying to figure out, what do I do?
Yeah, they are.
Get a financial education.
Yep.
What we missed. I just learned that about Rockefeller just this year. I didn't know that before.
Yep.
That they took it out the school specifically because they did not want thinkers.
Nope. They wanted workers. That's it, guys. All right, yeah. I mean, we can't give it to you no realer than we delivered it on a plate. And Dr. Richardson does this
so good.
all day, every day.
Yes, she does.
Go to hisandhermoney.com/wealth school. We can't do this for y'all. All we can do is bring y'all the experts, tell y'all the sources to get the information. It's on you. Yep. That's why we do what we do. But it's at the end of after we get done talking and turn these microphones off, it's on you. She said at the beginning, you gotta learn the rules of the game.
Gotta learn the rules of the game. And let me tell you this. It's like I'm thankful for my team because they do kind of have to keep me under control because I want to just explode.
Yep.
Because this is just the tip of the iceberg.
It is.
This ain't even it.
Yeah.
This ain't even it.
Yep.
I got stuff. I was talking to my team today. Estate planning. Dude, people got life insurance policies and they have children. Do you know what happens if something happened to you and all you have is a life insurance policy? Your children suffer until they turn 18 if you don't have an estate plan. I got to teach about estate planning. I got to teach about trademarks. I got to teach about copyright, because if you have a trademark, you have a product, you have a school, you have a service, you need to protect it so then you can license it out to other people. We got to talk about investing. We got to talk then business finance. Oh my God. Business finance. So the EIDL and the Paycheck Protection Program comes out. So let me just say this real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Government loves businesses. They give individuals $2,000. They give businesses all this money. And then all of us with businesses, all of our good people who are out here every day working hard, can't do a P&L. So you don't get the $10,000. I put the thing in the computer. I clicked send, and 2 weeks later, money just popped up in my account. They ain't even say nothing. They just sent the money. And then for the Paycheck Protection Program, I had to do a P&L. I went to Business Finance 101. I literally went to that class, pulled the stuff out. I sat in the class one day and I did it. And the reason I had to do it as a financial expert because I hadn't done my 2019 taxes yet. Nobody has. So I had to be able to quickly pull together a profit and loss statement. Because if I didn't do it, now, so I have a degree in finance. Who's going to sit up and pull together a profit and loss statement that's regular running around? Well, you can learn how to do it.
Yep.
So we've got to be equipped with the things that we need to then take advantage. So I did myfairshare.com. I did the promo with Diddy so that we could be counted. So now is the time for you to be counted. Get a home-based business. Yep. They just said sole proprietors, independent contractors, freelancers, that's all of us. My grandmother was a freelancer. She cleaned homes for wealthy people before she stopped working. She got paid $50 a day, $20 a day, home-based business. Babysitters, home-based business. You did somebody's hair or nails, home-based business. You cooked for somebody and they paid you money, home-based business. Yeah. But see, we shoot ourselves in the foot because that's why you got to learn the rules of the game. The rules of the game say report the money. Do you understand the difference between the hairstylist who collected all her money as cash and then just started spending it, and the hairstylist who collected all her money and at least put it in the bank first and then spent it? Well, the hairstylist who was collecting all her money and put it in the bank, she was able to get $10,000, $15,000 from the government last week. I know one. But every other stylist in her shop couldn't get anything because they don't document their income. So learn the rules of the game and play the game by the rules. Nobody expected this pandemic to come, but it's here.
Yeah.
So
keep good reports. I love it. And she's teaching you. Go to hisandhermoney.com/wealth school. All of her information is there for you to enjoy.
Dr. Lynn, thank you so much.
Thank you always.
For coming back and blazing, dropping jewels on top of jewels, helping us all trying to elevate
every single
ourselves
time.
because we all have the ability. That's the most remarkable thing about this is
everybody.
This is attainable for all of us. So thank you for the work that you're doing.
Everybody.
Well, I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to talk about more stuff. Yes. I wish they would let me talk about more stuff. I need everybody to get their home-based business so I can talk about some more
Yes,
stuff.
that's right.
Hello,
So everybody get their
Jesus.
home-based business so she can teach us more. Absolutely.
Thank you all. You're so wonderful.
Thank you.
Really admire you and what you're doing.
Oh.
I'm so blessed to know you. I'm so glad that we connected. And God bless you all. Thank you so
Same
much.
to you. Thank you so much. We'll stay in touch.
Okay.
Okay.